Welcome to the Fans Voice. So today I decided to play GM for the Las Vegas Raiders. All right. So as GM, first thing I did, I cleared up some cap space, cut some players, restructured some contracts. I restructured Miller, the offensive tackle. I cut Geno Smith just because he really was not very good at all with the Raiders. And then I restructured Max Crosby's contract. My line of thinking with that is he came in, he talked with the front office, he talked with Clint Kubiak. He got a good feel for them, and they got a nice, good dialogue going. Started building some rapport, and Clint Kubiak laid out this plan that Max Crosby liked. So they went and talked some things out, restructured, and all in all, was able to give the Raiders another $20 million in cap space. I know they already had a lot, like right around 100 million. Um, so I was able to restructure up to 125 million. Um, and with that, I decided to sign Malik Willis for like 20 million a year for 2 years. I know it seems like a lot, but I think he did decently well. And the quarterback market, of course, is usually pretty crazy. And I feel like amongst some of the quarterbacks now, like the top end guys, where they're making 50 million a year, so that's chump change compared to that. Another guy I could see that them possibly getting is Kyler Murray. He just wasn't available on the PFSN app for the GM portion of it, but I could see Kyler Murray, considering he has yet to talk with anybody with Arizona. And to me, that's not a good sign. I could see them possibly moving on from him, which isn't going to be good for cap space. I mean, more of dead money for the Cardinals. But next up, I decided to get a backup running back behind Genti, Damian Pierce. Uh, I think he did really good with Houston. And I got it for a cheap deal, 1.2 per year for 2 years. And then next I got Alec Pierce for 18 million, per year for 3 years. Get a nice big play threat on the outside there. And a much more reliable wide receiver than anybody on that roster, aside from like Brock Bowers. And I think 18 million is fair. I know I've seen some things where they're like, oh, he's going to be asking for 25 million. And I'm like, no, I haven't seen that kind of production from him to get 25 million a year. Most I do is 18 million. And so that's what I went for, just because, need a wide receiver, a known wide receiver that can do good. And then next up, I decided to grab Tyler Linderbaum. I don't know if he's going to be hitting free agency. I saw him and assigned him for 18 million a year for 3 years. If he hits a free agency, he's going to go anywhere. Had to give him the fattest contract, and the Raiders are um, uh, the team that has the cap space to be able to do it, considering they have over 100 million. And then I signed Bobby Wagner. I know he's older, but he is still playing at such a high level. And I think he's still got 2, 3 good years left in him. Signed him 7 million a year for 2 years. I think that's right down his alley. And I think that's actually he could probably ask for more if he really wanted to, just because he's still in the top. He's still getting some of the most tackles in the league. He was still top 5 in tackles, if I'm not mistaken, this past season. Next, I grabbed Nick Cross. I got off for 6 million a year. I think he's going to be able to be a nice, reliable box safety, somebody who can. All right, guys. So now we're going to be moving into my mock draft for the Raiders. I decided to trade back with the Jets, and I know most people think they should stay, but I do not want to. I'm the type of person that's not going to want to draft a rookie QB when the franchise is not ready. And I know some people are like, oh, the free agency. Well, I went through the free agency, and you see I did add to it, but I don't see the Raiders being a destination that players are really going to want to go to. The only way that they're really going to want to is if they give out these really fat contracts, but they can only give out so much, and they still got to make sure they have enough money for their rookies. Granted, not all of them are going to be a lot, but still, got to make sure you got some, and you still got to make sure you got some more space in case emergencies, throughout the season, because it happens. And then you can still go and sign some people after the draft, after filling the rest of the holes that you don't have, the rest of the holes that you need to fill. All right, so traded back with Jets. They got the first overall pick I took, and the Raiders got their 16th, 33rd, and their fourth. It looks like their first. So got a hell of a haul, which does not surprise me. And of course, and as you know, when I did the mock, the Jets grabbed Fernando Mendoza. Not a surprise there. But I decided to go with probably the best player coming out of the draft, Arbel Reese. He's a guy who could play off-ball linebacker. He can be edge. I know Ohio State played him on the edge a lot, but he definitely fits that Micah Parsons mold. But I think he's going to be able to do better in the run defense. But he's versatile guy, and for a team that needs a lot, I think he's going to go a long way. So next, all right, bear with me here on his name. I had to look it up. Oliva Vega Ione, the guard out of Penn State. He's probably the top guard in the draft. And I decided to, get him, pair him with Jackson Powers Johnson. Let's build up that O-line. Speaking of building up that O-line, I grabbed Max. And again, sorry if I mispronounced the name, which I know I am. Iheanacher. Yeah, I know I botched that. But anyways, really good offensive tackle. He's going to go early, second round. And that's where I got him. Guy who can go in there and start right away. He's a massive offensive tackle. He's a right tackle, I think, but he's really good in pass protection and run blocking. So I feel like he'd be, if they need to, they'd be able to put him on the left or put Miller on the left if he's not already a left tackle. But next I grabbed Zion Young. He got like 6.5 sacks last season. He also got like 16.5 tackles for a loss. But he really did put up a very good productive season. There is one flaw that I see. I guess there's two flaws. He's still got some work that needs to be done. Just some fine tuning on his, a little bit of fine tuning on his technique. But thankfully he's going to have Max Crosby there, and that can help him out. And then the other problem is he did get caught. He did have charges for DWI, so I think that could drop him. But a lot of I've seen a lot of teams look over those issues because there's talent, and this guy's got talent, so I could see them going for him. Next up, Elijah Surratt, grabbed a wide receiver. This guy got really good hands. He's like 6'2", 6'3", 209 pounds. He runs good routes. I think he had double-digit touchdowns. Just really trying to build up that wide receiver core for when they draft a quarterback in 2027, at least according to my mock. Next is Devin Moore. He's like 6'3", 198 pounds. He's good man, good in press. Do what you need to do, but he can go in there and he could be a good rotational piece. Next, I got Dante Corleone, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati. He is a nose tackle with pass rush upside. I really like that because you don't see that very often. Usually, if you're just a nose tackle, you're a big body. All you're meant to do is to eat up bodies and stop the run. This guy, he can eat up bodies, stop the run, and get after the quarterback. I like him. I think he's going to be really good in the NFL. I've seen him be projected higher I saw him available, so I went and do I think he's going to fall that far? Probably not, because I think he's a very unique player, and teams are going to want to jump on him. All right, next I got safety out of Texas, Michael Tafe. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's a good safety to cover the back end. Um, he did pretty good in Texas. His big issue is he needs to work on his tackling, but if he can do some ball hawking, that would be beautiful. And then I got Thaddeus Dixon for for depth purposes and could also throw him on special teams. And then Trey Zun, he got some position versatility. He could play center, guard, offensive tackle, and I think that's awesome for offensive linemen coming out. And you need somebody like that on your team, somebody who could do a little bit of everything. Then I got, went offensive line again, offensive tackle, Keegan Tross out of Missouri. I just depth. That's really what that was. And then I did get a QB, Drew Aller. That guy, before his injury, and that's the reason why he 7th round, maybe undrafted. But got him. He was projected first, second round, or early draft pick. He was doing good at Penn State, and if you get him, use the 7th round pick on him, and he doesn't turn out to be anything, oh no. But the injury it can play a big part of it. But he was there, and I know there's some talent. He's got some talent to him, that comes along with him, so decided to grab him. I said it earlier. Got another 1st round pick into next season. I feel like I set up the Raiders for success in the future. I know some of your Raider fans are being impatient with this QB situation, but you got to be in it for the long haul. You got to set things up for the future. I just think this is the best way to go about it. And then next season, you can also go into the free agency and get some more people. I doubt you're going to have bad cap space. You're still going to probably be in the top half. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of this mock draft and what I said for the free agents that I signed. Next up, I'm going to be doing the Jets. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Talk with you later.